I got told tonight to, do something different, and I've been going back over favourite jokes to do with the so-called leader of the United States since 2016. There's heaps of them, and there was. I think my personal favourite was written in a newspaper back in 2016 after Trump met with the leader of China, and it just simply said in the paper that President Trump was very pleased to have met with President Xi and hopes next year to meet President 12. And I love that on a number of levels. First of all, the idea that Donald Trump is smart enough to actually understand Roman fucking numerals. Or to even understand that the first part of the name is the last part of the name in the People's Republic of China. But I've always been confused. Like, I always wondered if the Roman Empire actually suffered because of their use of letters instead of numbers. Like, I'd like to think there was at some stage an attack on their empire, and they were simply trying to work out how they were meant to deploy XVIIC troops and what that would mean, and busy trying to get that to work on an abacus, whilst meantime the Greeks were using numbers and invading, and everything went to shit. No, Trump is an interesting one. As a parent, I understand the desire to have your children be more intelligent, more attractive, and ideally more successful than yourself. And Trump's managed that with Ivanka. The thing is, if you're the leader of the Western world, you don't want the situation where you can go to a pet shop and get a Shar-Pei, and it will be more intelligent and attractive than you. So that's not the greatest scenario. And as for his wife, I'm pretty convinced they don't actually have a prenup. I'm pretty sure the only way he gets sex out of her is just to add dollars onto the will. She just probably screams out, "Please die," instead of climaxing. But either way, it's a very weird scenario that this individual ended up as president. And of course, we're about to have an election here, which is, hooray, more white people we don't give a fuck about with money telling us boring shit. Like many comedy rooms I've worked in, but either way, it's fun. Like, I don't know if Scott Morrison knew what he was getting himself in for when he decided to throw his weight behind the church, and is now in a position where, yes, he actually has gone on record as saying he supports George Pell. I guess he figures nobody else in the country wants to fuck him, so might as well get something happening. It's a very weird situation, and it's like Australian politics is just fucking weird anyway, in general. But what I've always like, my favourite moment with Australian politics is back when Tony Abbott, if we can remember that nightmare, tried to run. He tried to get me involved in one of his campaigns. There was a news article happening, and the idea was that he was going to get people of Australia to say how much they loved him, and he was doing this at a shopping centre. And saw me as an opportunity to prove that the minorities gave a shit. I'd been out shopping, so I did what any self-respecting Australian would do, and the moment the news article started rolling, threw eggs at him. So I don't know where that footage has gone, but I would like to get my hands on it, because it was a good moment for Australian politics. But either way, yeah, as you probably noticed, I'm blind, which leads to a lot of weird and fucked up shit. As our MCs as observed, I used to have a guide dog, and there's lots of reasons I don't have one anymore. Look, one of the stories goes that I was on a training exercise here in the CBD of Melbourne, and the job was to find a Chinese restaurant that would admit me and the dog without objection, which I found. What I didn't realise was that whilst we could enter safely, I would have to leave with the dog in a bag. So that didn't quite go so well. But no, you do find some really weird expectations as a blind person, such as that there is a special harness for skydiving with a guide dog. There's not, you're getting close when the lead goes slack. But lots of dumb shit as well. I actually met somebody who thought that blind people were scared of the dark. If you meet any that are, please just give them drugs, because that's a fucked scenario. But also, one of the most prevailing questions I have been asked many times is, do all blind people know each other? Do all blind people know each other? And I'm going to answer that tonight so it doesn't have to keep being asked. Yes, we do. All blind people categorically know each other. We just don't see each other. Anyway, thank you very much. And now that I think I've successfully bombed enough, I can now go apply for a job with the armed forces. So I'll hand over to the MC.